You just have to be attentive in the class and just note down whatever is being taught in the class, point wise point, not very much into, theory and all. Just theory part, you just listen and understand. And this is not very difficult to understand the topics. But the main thing is what are the factors or what are the points, main points, right? And then the order of those points. Because sometimes they ask the order, the sequence. All right, now I'll start my screen. Okay, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today we'll see the teaching aids in yoga and its importance. Although these teaching aids are also helpful in other subjects also, in many of the subjects, or you can say in educational process, all these aids are helpful, to make students understand the topic or the subject. So there is a saying by Mr. Comenius, the foundation of all learning consisting in representing clearly to the senses sensible objects so that they can be appreciated easily, right? It's a if it is a simple thing like you want to show a small kid a flower, so you should first what you say the name of the flower, then color of the flower, then how it looks like, how it smells, what is the plant in which it grows. So that type of teaching is so much because it includes audio, it includes video. I mean, practically he or she is like seeing that object, that flower. So this will be, the knowledge he or she gains for the lifetime. So that type of, if the foundation is strong, you can build a very, tall or strong building. So the foundation of all the learning consisting in representing clearly to the senses means your senses, your five senses should easily, get that knowledge. And then it is appreciated easily because if you gain that knowledge, then also you can, you can say that, yes, I know what it is. So the aids are also, the powerful means, you can say the starters and motivators to understand and learn the subject matter. So it is not the end, but means you to teach in a better way. How you will, communicate whatever you have, whatever knowledge you have to be, you have to that caliber or, that efficiency the teacher should have to communicate that knowledge to the students or the learner. So it is not designed to amuse the students only, but to use mostly, the senses, sight, and hearing. So it is very powerful media for better teachings. So modern days, every good teacher uses it. Now, what are these different types of aids? So a teacher should, maximum use the maximum possible channels like the motor nerves, the sensory nerves, through which the student can understand the subject matter along with its skill, and then develop that skill uh, as per his or her capability. So even the touch, modality may be applied to get better understanding like Udyan Band or Noli or Agnisar, you can see the teacher who is demonstrating all those kriyas or all those, practices. But if you are able to touch or if you are able to do by yourself, by, touching your abdominal area and feel that practice, So this modality can be used, for the blind people also. So various practices, various models of yogic practices can be used even for the blind people who cannot see but they can sense. So all the possible channels, like the ear for ear, like gramophone, you can hear that the you can say whatever is being said, or music by the appliance. Then radio, it may be a radio. So at radio or gramophone or anything which you can hear, or all many of the people can hear at the same time, if it is a recorded one. So through ears, if you are listening to, some expert and then following the instruction, it is also helpful, because that expert, it's not necessary he or she present in front of you physically. But if there is some recorded one, the instructions are recorded and by the expert. So by hearing those, instructions, you can follow, or some theory matters also. If they are demonstrating, they are, the lectures are being recorded and then delivered to you, you can understand through all the means. And the eyes, like picture movies and camera, through the picture or through the, movie, you can see the lecture or whatever content is there. Through blackboard teaching is always there since long. And there are various bulletins which are, recorded by the institution, organization, or by the government, and maps also, charts also, diagram also. All right. So both eyes and ears, like they involve in the sound motion picture, because the picture is having sound also, the visual also, like in television or in movies. If it is related to, your subject, it is useful, very useful to get the knowledge. And activities like, educational tour and travel. Through the tour and travel, it's a learning process. And you can interact with various other practitioners or teachers during the travel, in within the travel also. So other ways and means, like there are newspapers, books, and maybe some yogic dramas. All right, just to motivate all the students who are having less interest. So all these aids are very much helpful. Now, using all possible pictures. Now, it is known fact that good picture is worth 1,000 words. Like if you are listening something and if you are seeing something, so your mind will adopt and memorize the things which your eyes can see. The visual content is, more fruitful as your audio content. So they say the seeing is believing. Whatever you see, you believe in that. And that belief remains in your mind for long. So therefore, the arrangement to the teaching aid is must in a class situation. So Hut Yoga learning is not an exception to that. This is also there. So these pictures can be, kept hanging for hours together, and teacher can explain the details, and a student easily get. Now, what are the advantages? Advantages: a learner learns the lesson quickly and effectively, and if it is, projected in a better way. So it helps the teacher also to motivate or to activate the students in learning the lessons. And it keeps the student busy as they start thinking. You know, if the only one method, lecture method, is there to share the knowledge, after some time, it is like boring. So if the other means are used in a lecture or in a 1 hour or 2 hours, so you can extend your time also, no? The students, because they take interest, so they learn better if they are interested in that. So to motivate those students and to make them present in the class is also a challenge to a teacher. So the knowledge imparted through this media remains for longer time, because you made them thinking, you made them you made that lecture interesting, so they remain it for longer time because of its impression due to the display, or if you are using various aids, then subject matter is much more made clear to the students. So the desired objective of the lesson is quickly fulfilled, because what is the objective? The objective of the lesson is that the the student should get that knowledge or that content of that topic. So that is the main motto. Whatever you want to say, whatever you want to deliver, that the students completely understand that this is the aim. So the pupil are the best judges whether this aid is effective for them or not. So this is a thing which yoga teachers should know, this principle of preparing these aids. Now, how to select these aids and what are the steps? So the teacher should select this aid very carefully, and whatever aid the teacher chose should be familiar with it. So there should be a novelty in the use of uh, these aids. So too much use of these aids in a class situation should be avoided. You should use one or two, like if you are using chart or if you are using movie or some audio clips. So be there, just use one aid for one lecture or one topic. Now this topic maybe you can cover in one lecture or two lecture or maybe more. So the aid should be not many, like means, through one or two, whatever suitable, whatever is best to deliver that lecture, you just choose and stick to that. Now the aid should be prepared in advance, of course, so that and checked thoroughly before being presented uh, in front of the students, and it should be used when students are ready to receive it, all right. And it should be like used timely, and should be accurate, it should be technically excellent, and then they should be presented sequentially. So and after that a discussion should be made at the end, so that what students have understood the teacher must know through the devices, and it should not cost much. So various aids which are used in teaching are blackboard. It's a simple, very simple mean and very effective way also. But it has also some limitation, like you can't write too much on the blackboard. It takes time. Then bulletin boards are there, smart boards are there, and the graphic design devices are there. So the representation of graphics, it is more easier to adopt that knowledge, or that receive the content. And then illustrated textbooks are there, magnetic boards are also there, some models you can present for particular practice, so that the correct posture of that kriya or asana or pranayam, they can the student can easily get what is the correct way, or what is the final posture of that practice. Then there are overhead projectors which are used nowadays in classes, and wall posters also, charts also, they are used since long, and pictures also. Earlier, you can use some saying or lectures by some experts, by tape recorder. You can make them hear, and then gramophone or loudspeaker. Then through television or LCD or whatever video CD. you can show the content on such type of devices. So the aids are, in all you can say that they are the powerful means, and because why we are saying it powerful, because they can, at the starting, if you use such means, this can motivate the students who are having less interest in a particular subject. But if you are presenting, the teacher is presenting in a, a smart way or an interesting way, so they can also get the knowledge. So the overall, the students which are there in the class, they'll get, uh, you can make them to understand, right? The average student also understand the critical things. So this is, to understand and learn the subject matter. And teachers should, use maximum possible channels through which the student can understand the subject. Now, both eyes and ear, this is the same thing which we have already discussed. Both your senses are used, generally ears and eyes. So this is through the picture or television. So this is the same thing written here. So by using these aids, what is the benefit? The attention of the student is drawn to the subject matter only, first thing. And while they are, you are making the students attentive to get to make, and you can make, the students to understand the critical or difficult uh, topic or subject, you can make it easier to understand. So their skill will be, improved or increased, you can say. They learn better. So this is the main objective of teaching, which is, you can make it fulfill. Then conclusion. The audiovisual aids, as I said earlier, the progress of science, there is various fields. They have developed various techniques, to make the knowledge, widely available. But these, radically alter our system of communication. Nowadays, use of computers, use of internet, they reduce the need of manpower in the area of teaching. So several groups of the students in difficult locations can be served from a single source. If, some student wants to learn, but he or she is not having the institution nearby, so they can opt such sources and such platforms so that they can, uh, you know, get that knowledge or certification or degree by learning through these means. So this is a very effective source which can show the same program to many different groups. So there are many revolutionary possibilities opening up because of this field of communication nowadays. And through such media like television, video, uh, and this communication, uses satellite, to reach even a student at a remote place can access that knowledge through this network or through the satellite communication at the hills, because generally satellites are used for communication in a hilly areas where these towers and, the manual uh, cables, they are difficult to install there. So this is a new phase in our history, and these media have, immense possibilities for reaching an enormous number of people. And student means not age bounded. You can be a student at the age of 50 or 55. It depends on your thirst, how much you want to know. So although all these are sophisticated methods, audiovisual aids, and they are not always within the reach of the teacher, but they are important, and they make the difference. They are making a difference, a great difference, in the field of education. And we have to realize that the importance of these aids in the learning process. And also it is, it's a better opportunity for teacher as well, because they can reach to, to the people who are very far from them, but they can convey whatever knowledge they have to a vast area, to a large number of people, not limiting to, just a classroom of say 30 to 50 students. So conveying the meaning of what he's saying to a large group is also making a difference in the field of education. So it helps the student at all levels to grasp, the important points in a class situation. So it helps to make the lesson interesting also, because the students who are the seekers, who are, they really want to know that particular subject, they only come and they only take that pain to, of having such aids. And with the help of this aids, even at remote place, they are easily, get that knowledge if they are interested, because there is no compulsion uh, for attending such lectures, or using those aids. Only the interested candidates or students, they only approach to certain this kind of field. So this is again a very important aspect of teaching method. So the response of the student is the best way to judge whether the aid is, effective or not. So, and the teacher cannot tell this, in advance. So knowing the basic principles of, how to prepare and how to use. So the various aids which are mostly used, including the boards, or whether it is a blackboard or a bulletin boards or a smart board, and all kinds of like diagrams, sketches, drawings, charts, or models, or you can use some film strips or some slides. In our days, it's the slide presentation. They make different slides and then project it through using the projector. They display on screen. So all these things, play a vital role in the field of learning.
Ma'am, can I ask something?
Yes.
Ma'am, nowadays we see a lot of artificial intelligence is there, is has taken a place, for
Mhm.
teaching and all. So, how would we categorize that? In which of these aids it will be used?
See, it depends. If you are having some lecture which is, compiled by AI, and you just go through it, but you have to check first through the, reliable sources. If you are getting such lectures or such demonstrations, you can rely on that. But if see today the world is uh, real, I don't know up to which extent, but
Hmm.
it is fake also. So you
Hmm.
have to, you have to make you have to judge yourself whether you are opting the right one or not. It depends on through which sources you are taking it
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
further.
Okay,
So yeah,
thank you.
because I haven't seen some AI demonstration methods till now. But if you find somewhere, and just check once, because I don't know up to which level you can
Yeah,
believe.
ma'am. In Mumbai, most of the yoga teachers, most of the yoga classes which are on regular basis, their AI has already come up. and I don't know how much effective it is, but it is really very threatening.
I don't know at which level. See, AI, anyone who are using the, the program is, you can say, written, or they are programmed by a person. So the person depends how much knowledge he or she is having, then you have to make such models. So it depends on, because nowadays AI can duplicate the voice, and there's so many things happening around. But you have to, it depends on you. You have to rely on which, like, AI based thing.
Absolutely.
So yeah, you have to check first, because you can't rely 100% on that.
Yes.
Because yeah, some practices, I don't know how much that AI knows about a human brain, how to sense, how to, what are the complications, what are the complexity of your brain, like stress level, anxiety. Depends on, person to person, their disease, their problems. So there are so many things which are taken into consideration. So I haven't seen actually any yoga class which is AI based, so that's why.
Thank you, ma'am. No
Not very
problem.
much. Yeah,
Thank you so much.
yeah. The teacher can, the communicate with this. See, the manual thing, teacher and students physically, if they are mutually present and share their knowledge, this is the best way. You can take these help, like they are the aids. Okay, they help, to enhance the knowledge, but you cannot depend, completely on those things. You can take help. You can make, the students to be more aware, more technical savvy, you can say, but not the 100% one. That is the thing. Because physically a teacher demonstrate more effectively. But nowadays, the student who are at remote places, if they are not uh, you know easily available the institutions, but they want to learn something, so these are the platform, so they can learn. But physical presence of a teacher makes a great difference, undoubtedly. Okay, at the same time, that it is written that verbally explain, the clearly the fundamental principles, because these are the aids which are programmed or designed in advance. Now, if at the working place or at the time of, doing practice, if somebody is having a problem, so these aids cannot solve their problem, right? If teacher is present physically, he or she can easily say, do this, like if they are having certain problems, because these problems vary from person to person. And AI based or whatever design programs, they are the general programs. So that also makes, the difference. So any practice by the student must be, preceded by the visual demonstration to be effective. But if it is in front of a teacher, then it is plays a different role. So these are the aids. Then there is a topic which says that this teaching is art as well as science. And art and science means, some experts, say Ganguly and SK et al., they say that teaching is an art as well as science. So why it is a science? Because it is, this teaching is, it follows certain scientific principles. It is based on all the physiology, anatomy of your body, sociology also it includes, pedagogy also it has a major role, the psychology of a human plays a vital role. So the principle of teaching, it cannot be reduced to a formula based, you can say, a calculated way of procedure. It never follows that because it varies. See, we have seen so many methods, right? So always one method is not suitable. It may be a group of two or three or a single method. So it varies from, the different, depending upon the student, depending upon the environment. So, and that's why it is called it is art as well, because it is, a talent. It is a skillful job, and that skill, develops year by year as you get experience. And if you work at different places in different environment, your experience, your talent, your skill will get improved day by day. So this is on the part of teacher. But some people, as say, they are born teachers, like we say, some people are, they are born singers or born artists, or painters, because if they'll get a good environment, or favorable circumstances, they develop that skill and reach at a very high level. So it is inborn talent, but individual can acquire that art and skill through the proper training and practice also. So this is true for, in every field, whether it is uh, engineering field or medical field or art, or it is if it is related to psychology, or any other field of science, maybe a singer or a painter. So this teaching is a science in the sense that it cannot be reduced to a formula based thing. So the objective of teacher, we have always already discussed. It is a transfer of knowledge, not only the transfer, but effective transfer, of knowledge, so that the person who is hearing you can get, maximum thing he or she can get, whatever is delivered by you or by a teacher. So the flexible approach is important. Like if you are delivering a lecture, if you are saying it, at the same time, you should be, a good listener as well. And motivation and creation of proper environment, it is very much necessary. We have already seen this. So here this topic is related to learning through question answer method, uh, because it is associated not only with other academic subjects, but also can be used in yogic practices as well. In earlier days, we have seen that this is the method they opt, for uh, giving their knowledge, the guru or the rishi or muni. They used to teach by practical means. They give some tasks to their disciples, or their, you can say, students, or whatever. This is not, there was not, a clear classroom type of teaching, but through some practical, doing some, practice, or some routine work, uh, the teacher, the not teacher, the muni or rishi, they ask some question. And a student, if they are having any queries, they can ask to their guru. And during such activities, they learn and they share their knowledge. And even in Bhagavad Gita, we have seen that there is a question and answer. Through the questioning and answering, there are various, you can say, it's a guide of a life. So various doubts, they are cleared by doubts of a shishya can be cleared by the guru. So out of various methods of teaching, this is one of the oldest, and very much effective and popular even today. So being one of the means, even from child level to the aged students, they are taught in the class with this method to some extent. Now, what is the aim of questioning? The aim of questioning is Pathak and Tyagi in 1982. They said it helps, in motivating or activating the student so that, to draw the attention, towards the subject matter. So you can this question are asked by the teacher. If some of the students are deviating from the subject matter, if they ask question, the teacher asks question, they this question draws their attention again to this subject. So it develops interest as well. This question and answering, and through this. In turn it help not to remain idle, because if the lecture is going on and on for say 20 minutes, 30 minutes, till 1 hour, the small students or they become idle and they feel maybe sleepy or something. So the teacher understands the ability of a child and which the subject he takes the interest, because it's not possible there are, if say, 5 subjects or 6 subjects, so a child is, give his 100% in every subject. Practically it is not possible. So some of the subjects a child can be, take interest and does better, but in remaining subject they are less, they take less interest. So this is the duty of a teacher, to make them understand all other subjects, and they can get the knowledge, at least average knowledge they can get. So teacher understand whether the child has understood his teaching or not. So it allows, the child to think and develop the habit to think. So analytical power of a child get increased. So this is also, it is to understand the difficulty of a child. If some question asked by the teacher and child is not able to answer, then or give the wrong answer, then teacher understand at which point this child is weak. So more attention to be paid on that topic, and how to make him understand, this is also a duty of a teacher. So these it is to help the student as various phases of learning, and also it develop the mental ability, their focus. So there are some introductory questions the teacher asks, like if it's an agriculture field, it is given an example. Then the topic is cultivation of cotton. So how you start? You start with the end product which we use practically. Like how do you cover your body? Through clothes. Now from where this cloth come from? So how they are prepared? So like that, you have to, ask some simple questions, some practical question which we use, and which, we are seeing in our daily lives. So they can pick that, topic, and they answer. And then you come to the topic which is to be taught in the class. Similarly, in yogic teaching, from where you have to start? You have to start from, health, because the ultimate aim of life is a good health. If you are healthy, you are wealthy. It is well said. So how you make yourself healthy, right? For our day-to-day work, how to get the fitness. And the fitness means, or healthy means, not a physical health, but if your mental health, the way of you think, you do your work, your concentration, your focus. and your state of mind, whether it is happy or always in stress or in anxiety. Even you can say a child of say 12, 13 years, they may stressed out uh, due to various reasons, maybe family reasons, or maybe their friends, maybe in the classroom, or maybe in other field also. They can be in a stress position. So how to release that? So through that, you can come to your topic of whether it is asana or a starting practice, why you do prayer in the beginning, and at the end of the asana, why you do a relaxing asanas. So like that, you can come to your main topic, and then it takes uh, a little time, but it enhance the interest in the student, so they can learn the basic that knowledge which you want to deliver. Then developing question. If it is um, written here, like for a yoga teacher, you can say ki, how you if because your body is very complex, very complicated, uh, a thing to understand. It is very difficult to understand what is going internally in your within your body. So if you are in an anatomy class, you can start with your body or their functions, and through that you can come to the yogic practices, which deals with the different, aspects of your body, whether it is a physical body or your mental health or your emotional health. So depending which topic you cover in that particular class. Then some thinking, some analytical type of questions, problematic questions. If you give some, a situation, like if it happens, then what will you do? Like here, if there is a class of a history, then regarding World War, a teacher plays a problem. What happen if the two great nation X and Y will fight each other? What are the situation? What are the conditions? What are the situations, or you can say consequences of this war if some war will happen? So, or whatever already had happened earlier in some, World War One or two. Then what are the consequences the people facing, after that war? So then you come to pranayam. If you don't do this, what will happen? And if you do this, what will happen? And what it affects a particular practice, whether it is asana, pranayam, or any kriya or meditation. So like that, you can ask some, simple questions, and then uh, answer in a better way to make them understand the difficult topics as well. They can understand better way. So there are different types of questions, like here question of comprehension, just to make them good understanding about the lesson. Like here they ask Sikandar and Porus, but a yoga teacher asks, why should we follow the principles of asana? Why the asana means not, directly you can go to that particular asana, or whether it is a, Sarvangasana or Halasana. Directly you can't go. There are some pre-practices. Then uh, sequence by sequence, you can move to the final posture, right? Then their principle of pranayam, what is pranayam? So like that, comparison question. Comparison is also a very effective way to, learn the different topics or different things, because it keeps in your mind for, for long, if you compare two things, because comparison is a very effective way, to differentiate two things from each other. So such type of question the teacher can ask to the students, and then while during the presenting the particular lesson. So there are, a number of advantages for this question answer round, because it draws the attention of every student to the teacher, whether they know answer or they do not know answer, but it draws the attention and they listen what the answer given by the other students. So in this way, if you ask the same question to 5 or 6 students, they give their own answers. Then you analyze those answers. So this is also a very good way of teaching, because you can differentiate what the students are saying, what are the level of their thinking. You know, so that way it is a very good method, you can say. So, and this is also a good way to revise, the subject, the theoretical subjects. And also, like it may be related to, some text, or some cultural synthesis, or your mental health, or your anatomy or physiology. So ultimately, the purpose of teaching will be better and the progress in learning will be satisfactory. So at no cost, the yoga teacher should, uh, forget this part. So this is a very important aspect, question and answer. All right. So we'll end our lecture here itself. If you want to ask anything, you can ask.